Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Run Your Day podcast. Dan Hafner joining you here today. Check this out. I got a pretty good story I want to tell you guys. This is this was interesting, and I just had to come on here and share this. So I was out to lunch yesterday. I was at like this little Chinese restaurant, and I was going to pay my bill. Had just got the buffet for lunch, and this girl was there, and she was picking up a to-go order. I don't know if she was doing like a DoorDash or a Grubhub thing, or she was just picking up her own order or whatever it was. But she was just like, she was very flustered, and you could tell she just wasn't having a good day. Like it was it was written all over her face. I think I'm a little more in tune to that than a lot of people can be, but I could just tell. I was like, this girl's got something just going on and bugging her, and I recognized it because she reminded me of myself like about a year ago. Um, but I just kind of asked her. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And she just started spewing off all these different things about her car, all these issues with her car. It's broken. This is broken. This isn't working. I broke this. This needs replaced. Blah 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 blah. Just like an endless list. And I was just sitting there, like watching her do this. And it was easy to see. She was just so frustrated, and it wasn't with her car. Like, yeah, that was the external thing that wasn't really working for her, but you could just tell that she was just frustrated with a lot of things in life, because she started mentioning like friends in Florida, like a boyfriend in Florida, all this other stuff, like just like things I didn't prompt, right? It just poured out of her. And you could tell that she just wanted some kind of relief. Like she just wanted like there was just so many things going on in her world that she just wanted some kind of relief. And in this car issue was her way of externalizing all of these different things that were going on for her, right? So she just kept hitting this wall, like, of just like she said she's had three different people ask her, well, do Chevy Cruises come in diesels? Like, it was pretty incredible. And I just looked over at her, and she's like, well, I got this car like 2 years ago. And I'm like, wait a second, you got it almost brand new 2 years ago, and now all of this is wrong with it? I was like, how do you drive this car? Like, what do you do to this thing? And she mentioned something about, well, I try to race it, and I do this, and yeah, I don't really take it easy on it all that often, blah, blah, whatever. And I was like, okay, well, there's your problem. You can't beat the shit out of a car and expect it to just function all the time properly. Like, you have to take care of some things for them to last. I didn't say that to her, but I just kind of looked at her with this look of like, well, I think that's probably why you're having all these issues, right? And it was funny because um, I recognized myself in her immediately, from what I had used to be about a year ago. I wanted to start a business. I wanted to do a whole bunch of things. I had all these ambitions, um, but I told myself I didn't have the time. Like, I didn't have the money, the resources, the time, the dedication, the commitment. You name it. I didn't have it, right? So I wanted to change my reality, but I just had all these internal beliefs that, like, I couldn't do it. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't worthy. I couldn't pull it off. I couldn't do it while working full time. I wouldn't be able to do it, right? And I could tell that if someone had come back to me or come up to me during that point in my life, I would have been that girl. Like, I would have been that girl of just like, well, I want to do this and I want to do that and blah blah blah. And somebody looking at that had been through those things would be like, yeah, no wonder you're screwing this up, bro. Like, you're all over the place. Like, you're all over the place, and that's why, right? And it took me a long time of doing that and just flailing my arms everywhere like I'm a kid in the pool that can't swim, just like flailing everywhere, trying to stay afloat, to realize that it's the simple approach to things that gets a lot more things done, right? But I think a lot of us have to go through that phase in everything we do in order to actually grow, right? Like you got to do that when you learn to swim. You got to do that at a new job. There's at every new job you start or business you start or whatever. There's a flailing around part where you literally have to have your hand held, right? Um, I wouldn't say this happens a lot in relationships. I mean, there usually is like a lot of relationships start with like the honeymoon phase and the I love you phase and like butterflies and whatever. But there are points in relationships where you might be flailing around and just kind of like trying to get your bearings as a couple, or trying to figure out your game and your routines, and maybe things get uprooted and you move. And my wife and I have done that a couple of times, and we've had a lot of points in our relationship where we've been flailing around trying to figure shit out. Just we had different schedules, different things going on, and that's just part of it. Like we all have those times where you want to be organized, like you want to be on point, right? Like you just like, you know what, if I just got super clear, super organized, and like this is my routine, boom I do this, boom I do that, boom I do that. Like the line from where you are to where success is not a straight line. Like you're gonna flail around, you're gonna go backwards, you're gonna go up, you're gonna go down, you're gonna go sideways, you're gonna go diagonal ways, you're gonna go freaking whatever ways, no matter what you do. And that's just been a lesson that I've had to learn. And I just seeing this girl in this restaurant kind of reminded me of that. And it just kind of humbled me to kind of it was like a self-reflective moment to just kind of realize like, man, like I really have come far. I really have kind of changed my mentality from like a year ago. And I'm not perfect. Like I still have moments where I flail around, especially on like if I don't plan my day correctly. I get to about 1, 2 o'clock in the day and I'm like, I don't know what to do right now. And so I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect, but I definitely know that through the work I've done on myself, that you can clear that bullshit out of your head. Like you can, but it took me a long time. But when I finally realized it, um, like I just realized a lot of the stuff that we complain about, a lot of the things that we think are so important that we have to do, they're just stories in your brain. Like they're just things that you come up with that you might be overcomplicating stuff. And I'm like the king of this shit. Like ask my wife, like I overcomplicate so much shit. It's ridiculous. Like I still to this day will sit back and look and be like, this project I've been working on, like I got too ambitious. I like I just I got way overzealous of what I wanted to do, and I overcomplicated it instead of just taking imperfect action and just simplifying. And that's just kind of the lesson. I shouldn't say lesson, the nugget, I wanted you guys to realize. Like once I realized that you don't need to create the next Facebook. You don't need to have a fairy tale relationship. There's no such thing as a fairy tale relationship, right? You don't need to have the Instagram body, six pack, thigh gap, whatever like latest fashion trend that there is out there to be living the life that you want to be living. Like you just need to do the things that you can simply execute on to make your life the most effective it can possibly be. There's so much noise in the world today. So much noise. I mean, I'm learning that firsthand right now. Like, even just the fact that you landed on this podcast and, like, even listen to me on this episode, let alone regularly, is a miracle. There are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of podcasts out there. How do I cut through the noise, right? There's a lot of noise. You watch TV commercials, you watch all kinds of different things, and it's just like this girl, right? There's so many things coming at you from so many different directions, but what she didn't realize was she was the problem. It wasn't her car. It wasn't the engine. It wasn't the tires. It wasn't the stupid shit that was wrong with her car. It was her. She was the problem. She was the problem. She didn't know it. Maybe she'll figure it out someday, but she was the problem. And I realized that I was the problem in my life. And once I realized that and I owned that, I got to a place where I started to get more organized. I started to simplify. And this is hard. Like I hit wall after wall after wall of like, well, if I'm simplifying this, I can't get all these things done that I want to get done. But that's okay. Like you're weeding out the non-important things. You have to be okay with chaos. Like you have to be okay with chaos. There's things in my truck that are broken, like that I just don't have time or don't have the money or just don't have things to fix. Like I'm okay with that because it'll still function and get the job done. Like it'll take me from A to B. It's not perfect, but it works. There's parts on my website that aren't perfect, but they work. There's things in the app that I built, Runwage, that aren't perfect, but they work. Like nothing will ever be perfect. And this is really something I need to take to heart and and execute myself too, because I've been stuck on something here for about 2 weeks, and I've just like I just can't pull the trigger on it. Like I'm waiting for perfection, and I know it's just never going to come, and I just need to pull the trigger on it. So I'm really talking to myself more than to you right now. But yeah, I mean that's what we all need to learn. It's just it's this imperfect action, this being okay with overwhelm and simplifying. Like just simplify. Like the more things that you cut out of your life, the less stress you'll be. And I'm still in the process of doing this as well. There's times where you have to just be like, okay, like is this important? Can I live without this? Can I live without this Netflix show? Can I live without eating this junk food? Can I live without doing whatever? And you'd be surprised. Like we tell these stories, oh, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this, I got to do this, got to do this. And you don't need to do all of that. You really don't. Analyze that. It's my challenge for you. Like analyze, do I really need all these things in my life? Or are these just desires? Are these wants? Are these helping me accomplish the goals that I want to accomplish? And once you learn to like cut some of the shit out of your life, man, it's a game changer. It's a freaking game changer, my friends. It's a game changer. So, yeah, that's about all I wanted to come on here and share with you guys. Don't be the girl in the Chinese restaurant that's just running around like a chicken with her head cut off. If you realize that there's external things going on that are overwhelming you, those aren't the problem. You are the problem. And I know you'll be like, oh, well, other people put demands on me. Nope. You have the control of what you let into your world. What is important, what is urgent in your world. You decide that, nobody else. So that's the first sign to realize when shit's hitting the fan externally, it's probably an internal problem. It probably is. There's a 99.9% chance. Now I know shit happens, but look in the mirror first. Look in the mirror first. All right, my friends. So that's going to wrap up the show. Really appreciate you guys joining. As always, head over to runyourday.run. Sign up for the list. There's a really cool success habits resource cheat sheet on there that I will trade you in exchange for your email address. Getting a little bit of feedback here for the show. Seems like you guys are really liking the reboot, so I'm excited about that. And yeah, as always, head over to runyourday.run, share on Facebook, share the show with anyone that might appreciate it, and leave a review on iTunes. That really, really helps the show. All right, my friends, that's going to wrap today up. Come at you tomorrow. Dan Hafner signing off. Make it a great rest of your day. Are you trying to lose extra weight and get back in shape? Do you want to lead a healthier lifestyle but simply can't find the motivation to work out? If you said yes to any of the above, Runwage is just for you. Runwage is a unique running challenge app that motivates you to run and work out by putting your money on the line. Let's face it, gym memberships and personal trainers cost money, but don't always hold you accountable to your workouts. RunWage uses money and prizes to motivate your fitness commitment and keeps you accountable along the way. So, how does it work? Simply download the app from your App Store, Apple Play, or Google, and create an account. Purchase a challenge that aligns with your goals by visiting www.runwagechallenges.com. Track your progress in the app and complete the workouts in your challenge. Get paid in your PayPal account once the challenge is completed and all workouts are verified. Sounds amazing, right? Download the app and get started right away. Then head to www.runwagechallenges.com and click on challenges to find an upcoming challenge that fits your running goal.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.